Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. My name is POMPBERRY, and today I'm bringing you one more video in my Nightmare Before Christmas series. If you haven't watched any of the other ones, I'm going to link the playlist up here and down below in the description. So today I'm going to be doing the Scary Teddy. And while that's not exactly a character, it's still very much part of the movie and still very much a part of why I love Jack. It's part of the whole sequence when he was trying to be Santa and he was trying to do his best in giving the little kids some gifts, and the Scary Teddy is one of the gifts that chases the kids around the house while they scream, and I thought it just looked really cute and would be a really fun and easy look to do. And it's also something you don't see very often when people talk about Nightmare Before Christmas, so I thought I'd throw it in the mix just to change things up a little bit. So I've already gone ahead and covered up my eyebrows. If you don't know how to do that, I have a full tutorial on the process, which I'm going to link up here and down below. I've got my wig cap on just so I can keep my hair out of my face, and I'm gonna start. So to prime my skin, I'm going in with the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. This just helps to give a really even and smooth base to my skin. It gives a really smooth texture to the skin, and it performs really well under the clown white makeup that I'm going to be using. With stuff like face painting, it's good to test out different primers because I've used some that cause the face paint to lift when you're applying it. So testing out what products you have will really help when it comes time to actually do an application. Because I've got these gnarly scars, I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Yellow Corrector. And I'm using this just so I can color correct these really dark scars and pimples because I don't want them to show through my white base. And normally I wouldn't recommend using something like this under a white base because then it could mix with the white, but this concealer dries down really well. It's really dry once it sets, so it's not a huge problem. It won't move or transfer when I apply the white. And I'm also using just a tiny bit of it where needed. And as you can see, that already does a great job at covering up all that scarring. I'm also going to apply the tiniest bit right here, just to kind of minimize those dark circles a little bit. So today for my base, I'm going to be using the Mayron Clown White Light. And this is a cream-based product that I like to apply with a dampened beauty sponge. I just swirl it around in the product and then just pat it on, and it gives a really uniform white base. On top of the brow cover, make sure to really kind of press it in so it can get into all the little crevices that usually happen when you do a brow cover. I'm honestly getting really proud of my brow covers because I used to be complete shit at them and they are so hard to do, and now I feel confident in my ability to do a really good brow cover in a really short amount of time. They also used to take me forever to do, but with doing POMPBERRY, that really helped because I had to practice doing brow covers over and over again. So honestly, it is all about practice. If you've tried it once and failed miserably at it, you have to try another 100 times before you nail the technique down. Trust me, it is one of the hardest things to do in makeup, and that's coming from someone who has almost 10 years of professional experience in the field. So, believe me when I say that brow covers are the worst, and they are really hard. Be sure to stretch out your face so you can get right in all the little crevices. I'm also making sure to apply it onto my lids, and I'm going to have to set that really well in a little bit because this product is very creamy and it creases on the lids super fast. You can go in with a second layer if you want a little bit more coverage. See, like in this area here, I definitely want some more coverage, so don't be afraid to layer a little bit. This product isn't super buildable. It can lift up if you work on an area too much, but it is somewhat buildable. Ow, my hand is cramping. Oh, what the hell? Once that's done, I'm going to set everything with the RCMA No Color Powder, and I'm going to be taking this on my big old fluffy brush. And the way I like to do it, I've done this before here, I like to put it directly on the brush, and then I kind of let it fall onto my skin. I'm kind of sprinkling it on, tapping my brush a little bit as I go, and then I go in with a brush and just kind of pat it everywhere. And this might seem weird, but it just kind of creates a first layer of powder so that when I go in with my brush doesn't stick to the cream and doesn't move any of the product. So it's weird, but it works. And I usually only do this with the Clown White Light because I have such a thick layer of cream on my face and I want it to be as smooth and even as possible. Now I need to set my eyes, but I need to make sure there are no creases there. I'm just going in with my sponge and getting rid of all that creasing. And for that, I just apply the powder as you would normally. Okay, this brush is a little too big for that. Just making sure it's really well set, making sure my brow cover is really well set too. I'm just making sure that everything's really well set. But this is only the first step in setting my face. The second step is going in with Sugar Pill's Taco eyeshadow, which is a matte white. And as you can see, I desperately need a new one. So I like to really kind of dig into it with my brush, and I like to use it to set pretty much everywhere that I want a tiny bit more coverage. So this just helps to even out the white base. If there's some areas that are looking maybe a little bit patchy, you can go in with a layer of the white eyeshadow and it kind of helps to get rid of all of that. Just makes it look really even and nice. And at this stage, you can feel that there's a substantial amount of makeup on your face. It feels very thick, it feels very cakey, it feels very dry, but it's the price you gotta pay if you wanna have completely white, flawless skin. So be aware that your skin is gonna feel like it's suffocating under all of these layers, but hopefully you're only gonna wear this for a few hours. So yeah. As like with Beryl, the teddy has a very, very round face, but I am going to be wearing a wig that has bangs, so that's going to take care of all of this. But I do want to make my chin look shorter, so I'm going to be contouring the very bottom of my chin. And to do that, I'm going to go in with the Lunatick Cosmetics Contour Palette Volume 2, because it's got these lovely grays, which are great for contouring white skin. And I'm going to start off with this lightest gray, and I'm just going to apply it on my chin. I'm just patting the product on because, again, I don't want to disturb the base that's underneath. So you want to be pretty careful with it. Even though it is set, I still like to be careful, you know? So I'm applying that to the bottom and kind of working my way up. If you have a very small chin, then you probably won't have to do this step. I have the chin to conquer all chins, so that's why I'm doing this. Then I'm going to take this darker gray and just intensify that a bit. See, even when I was being careful, it looks like the gray stuck to a bit of the white that wasn't set probably all the way. So I'm just going to take some of that white and just pat it on top to try to get a more seamless blend. There we go. And I'm not worrying about my neck. I'm going to be bringing this collar all the way up when it's time for the final look, so don't worry about that. Making sure to really darken my chin. If you aren't going to wear a wig like mine that has the V-shaped bangs and you're going to draw on the black V-shape, kind of like a widow's peak, then I would recommend doing this contouring on your forehead as well and then drawing the widow's peak just to make sure that your face looks extra, extra round. Since I'm going to have bangs, I'm not going to worry about my forehead. The Scary Teddy is essentially just a ball with eyes. He has no 3D nose. His nose is just a little dot. But because my nose isn't quite even, I'm going to contour it a little bit. And this is just purely for me. Please ignore this step if you'd like to. I'm just going to be taking the lightest gray on a small fluffy brush and using a very, very light amount of product and a very light touch. I'm just trying to even out my nose a tiny bit. So I'm not trying to make it very noticeable. I just really want to even out both sides of my nose. See, that looks a little bit more even, a little bit more symmetrical. That's all I'm going for. Okay, once that's done, I'm going to move on to the eyes. I just quickly added another layer of the white eyeshadow to prep it. And all the eyes are going to be is some thick black liner. And that's pretty much it. This look is very minimal. I'm going to try the Ciate London Starstruck liner. The applicator is a felt tip pen, which I usually don't like. I prefer brush tip pens, but I couldn't find my brush tip pen eyeliners, so I'm gonna try this. Hi, we're so close now. So the shape I'm gonna try to do is thinner on the outer edges, thicker in the middle, and I'm gonna be extending the inner and outer corners. Let's pray this goes according to plan. So the reason I want it thicker in the middle is you'll see it really changes up the shape of my eye. You can even see it now. It really kind of opens up the center of the eye, and I want the eyes to look really big. Okay, no, see, this is why I don't like felt tip liners, because you get those little bumps. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna risk this ruining everything. I'm gonna go in with the Deck of Scarlet liner in the color Throwback Black, and this is a brush tip applicator, but I believe it's part of a palette, so I don't think you can buy it individually. I typically like using the NYX Epic Ink liner or the Ico Black Magic liner, but I couldn't find those. And I just ordered the Fenty Beauty liner, which I'm super excited to try. I'm just waiting for it to arrive. I wish I was using it right now. Okay, so that's pretty much the shape I want. I want it bigger in the center, as I said. And you can see this definitely helps to change the shape of my eyes. I don't want to wing it out too much. I just want a slight wing, just to accentuate the shape even more. And I'm bringing that wing onto my bottom lash line as well. So I'm connecting that outer corner with the bottom lash line. I'm going to try to do the same thing. I'm going to apply the liner thinner on the corners and thicker in the center. I feel very 1980s goth right now, not gonna lie. And I'm also going to be extending the inner corner. It's kind of creating like a wing, but on the inside of your eye. I think I'm going to thicken the top line a little bit just because the bottom one went a little bit overboard. And always being very careful to maintain that eye shape. Alright, so that's one eye done. Now onto the other one. Now that that's done, I'm still contemplating if I'm going to line my waterline with white or black. I'm leaning towards white because I really want to make my eyes look really big, but I know that with a really graphic liner like this, usually doing black ties the whole look in together, so I'm not sure yet. I might actually do a mix of the two. So I'm going to start off with the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, and I'm going to concentrate that in the center of my waterline. So I'm not applying it to my inner corner or my outer corner. Then I'm going in with the Ico Sport Waterproof Liner, and this is a black liner that I'm going to be using on the inner corner of my waterline. This isn't working. This liner isn't very creamy. It's very tough. You know what? I'm going to use a different liner because I want one that's creamy and kind of flows. So I'm going to take the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the color Whatever Black. Yeah, there we go. I'm applying this to my outer corners, and I'm going to tight line my top lash with this. So that also helps with the shape of the eye, for sure. Now that's done, I'm going to go in with the Ciate Wonderwand Mascara. I really like this mascara for really bold, exaggerated eyelashes. This one gives really good volume. It's got a pretty thick formula. So I'm just applying a very, very generous amount to my lashes. I want to give it a really kind of doll-like effect. And another reason I'm using this mascara is because the formula is so thick, it doesn't transfer as easy as a more liquid formula like the Kush mascara, for example. And I really don't want to risk getting mascara on my white base. So I usually get some mascara smudges when I use the Kush mascara. That's why I'm not using it today. Look at this. This is a really, really good mascara if you like volume and intensity. And it's great for bottom lashes for really exaggerated doll-like lashes. Before I put on lashes, I'm going to do the lips and teeth first. I think I'm actually going to do the teeth first, then I'll do the lips, just to make my life a little bit easier. I'm going to go in with black tooth enamel to point out my teeth. I use this technique for Lock, Shock, and Barrel. If you haven't watched them, I highly recommend it. They each have different shaped teeth. Today I'm going to do teeth that are shaped like locks that are pointy. And for that you have to dry your teeth off first. I'm also going to be using a small paintbrush so that I can apply the enamel more easily and more precisely. The enamel I'm using is by a company called Grimace, but it's not found here in the US. This is really old and I probably should have dumped it by now, but it's the only one I have. A good alternative for this would be the Ben Nye tooth enamel, and I'm going to be linking all the products down below, including the Ben Nye alternative to this. And I'm going to work in small sections. So yes, I do know that my teeth look super, super yellow in comparison to the white base, but that's how teeth always look when you do a white base. They always look super yellow. And I'm just applying the enamel to the corners of my teeth to kind of erase them in a way and make it look as if my teeth are jagged and pointy. And you'll probably have to do more than one layer of the enamel so that you get a really, really opaque black color. And before you relax your lips so you can talk again and let some saliva flow through your mouth, make sure that the enamel is super duper dry. Otherwise, it's going to come off and ruin everything you did. I'm drawing them slightly pointier than Locke's teeth. Locke's were a little bit rounded off. This time I'm doing very, very straight lines. If you make a mistake, you can easily erase it with a Q-tip while the enamel is still wet. If the enamel dries down before you get a chance to fix it, you can dip the Q-tip in some alcohol. Now be very careful when putting this in your mouth. You don't want to ingest the alcohol. It's just to clean off the excess on the teeth. Make sure it isn't soaking so that it drips into your mouth. Make sure you use just enough to clean off the teeth and then it'll evaporate and everything's fine. Now that the teeth are done, I'm going to go ahead and do the lips with the NYX Cosmetics Liquid Suede Lipstick in the color Kitten Heels. I'm doing a very rounded off lip shape with a very round cupid's bow. And he has a big ol' smile, so I really want to make sure to extend the outer corners. So I'm going to really overdraw the outer corners of my upper lip. And I'm just overdrawing the corners of my bottom lip in a way that it connects to the corners of the top lip. Oh, that looks creepy. And this lip shape, it has to look right when I'm smiling because that's how I'm going to pose for the final picture. The teddy is always smiling, so I want to make sure that lip shape looks good when I am smiling. These lips are very exaggerated and very clown-like, but this is what we're going for. His smile is his most predominant feature, so we really want to bring out the mouth and the teeth. And if the red mixes in with a white and it gets a little bit cloudy, just go in with another layer of the lipstick. So I'm pretty happy with the shape, but I kind of feel like I want to add a little bit of gloss to the center. So I'm going to go in with the Incredible Glazing Over Intense Color Lip Glaze in the color Vibes Tribe. And this is just a red gloss. And I'm just going to apply that to the center because I don't want to mess up my clean edges. Oh yeah, that looks really cool. We are almost done. I'm going to draw the little nose dot. I was contemplating doing it kind of like blurred and smoked out, but I think this look is so graphic that I didn't want to kind of throw off the vibe, so I'm just going to go in and draw a little oval on the tip of my nose. It's just a horizontal oval shape. This is picking up a lot of the white base that's under it, so I'm going to go in with the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. I think I'll have more success with this. I'm being very careful with the application because if I make any mistakes, it would be extremely hard to clean up. Okay, now I'm going to go pop on some lashes and the wig, and I'll be back for the finished look. So I popped on some Ardell 231 lashes on the top and 600 on the bottom. I put on my wig and my little Mickey ears, and honestly, I feel like a little goth girl who's going to Disneyland, and I'm kind of here for it. And I don't know, I just think this looks super, super cute in a really creepy way. I just feel really cute. So yeah, this was a super simple, super easy look. It took me about 2.5 hours to do, which isn't that bad. I took my time with it so I could get the lines all really precise and so that I wouldn't mess up. So maybe you'll have better luck doing it faster than me, but I don't know. I always like taking my time with my makeup looks. The thing that takes the longest is the teeth. If you don't want to do the teeth, then this look will go way faster. You can always get those fake teeth that you just fit into your own and call it a day. I've been painting my teeth for the Nightmare Before Christmas character, so I thought I'd stay with the theme. The red lipstick keeps getting on my teeth though. So yeah, this is it. I really hope you guys like this, even though it was a much simpler look and a kind of obscure character from the movie, but I still hope you guys appreciate it. I feel super cute. I kinda wish I was going to Disneyland like this, but alas, I am not. Which was your favorite toy from the ones that Jack gave out to the kids? I really like the scary teddy, but I really like some of the other ones as well. I just think that Jack is so precious, that he's trying so hard to do such a good job as Santa, and he's just failing miserably, and I just want to hug him and be like, oh, it's okay, it's gonna be okay. So yeah, I'm really sad that I have to go clean this off now, but it is what it is. This is the nature of these YouTube videos. I rarely get to wear my looks out. So with that, I'm gonna say thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye!